long time no talk. I kind of wanted to just hop on and do like a little, you know, update, a little recap on how my 2025 is going so far. I've actually felt like I've been doing so much in this year of 2025. I have been so out and about and busy. So I kind of want to just like, you know, now it's kind of slowing down a little bit and kind of take some time to just update you guys on how everything's been going. Hope you guys have something to drink, grab something, we can sit down and just like do a quick chat. This is my banana matcha that I've gotten. So yeah, go grab your drink, let's have a seat, and then let's catch up. Going into like 2025, I was really kind of just like optimistic about it. I was feeling like really good about 2025. I can't really explain it other than feeling better, feeling more about like myself. So going into 2025, I had like the mindset that I was gonna be able to get done this year. Yeah, my birthday just passed. Yay! Actually, my birthday balloons are still up here even though it's August. So I told myself I would take them down after July was over, but they're still up there, so I'll take them down soon. Well, again, so my birthday's in July and it's always kind of like mid-year. So it's like a time in which I kind of evaluate how my year is going, right? It's like a good like mid-year checkup. So I'm always really like reflective, self-reflective on like how my year is going, what, you know, I kind of set out to do that year, what was my intention. If you asked me at like 27, 28, how I felt about going into 30s, I was actually really optimistic. I was satisfied. You know, we're working towards like a future together. I was just like, oh, if this is how my 30s are gonna be, chill, you know? I've gotten like a lot of everything I've kind of wanted to accomplish. Then there was something that kind of hit right before turning 30 or like right around 30 where I like came to a realization of why did I not take any chances? Either being like creative again, kind of putting myself out there again, giving this whole like content stuff a try. And this is like, and every year since then, I've kind of just felt like, oh, I'm not progressing enough. I'm not doing enough. But yeah, 33, I think was like the first year this year. I was just like, okay, so I'm ready to like seriously lock in. I'm ready to buckle down. I'm ready to like get stuff done. And this feels like a year in which stuff's gonna happen this year. I'm manifesting it. I'm a little bit into astrology, but there's a lot of stuff about, you know, like Cancer placements, stuff like that, 2025, Jupiter, I don't know. It's gonna be a good year for me. And, you know, that was already kind of the mindset I had going in was everything that I want, I already, you know, am going to get. I just need to trust in the process that I'll get there. But yeah, I already like feel that. And there's a lot of like ease and there's a lot of like comfort and there's, you know, a lot of just like kind of following my intuition, and I think it won't lead me astray. And, you know, everything that I've already accomplished in life, I've, you know, done it. So it's just a matter of time and a matter of when I will get there. Anyways, long-winded ways to say that, yeah, I was kind of excited about turning 33. This was the first birthday in my 30s that I kind of went in feeling really good about, excited about, confident about. Whoever says 30s was scary, they were right. It's a little bit scary, but it's kind of like stuff you have to like work through. And now I'm kind of feeling like I'm ready to enjoy my 30s. Also, it was the first birthday that I didn't cry. This is a good birthday. I had like a really, all I wanted this year, well, every year for my birthday, I always just have like a theme, you know, like I either want like a nice steak and like a glass of wine. So this year I wanted a nice bowl of pasta and then a glass of red wine. So we went to this place called Donna's on the east side, and they had this really nice like spicy rigatoni. Anyways, it was great. They had an amazing like Caesar salad. They have insane garlic bread, and I had a glass of red wine, and I think we had a veal parm. It was great. And I got myself a little ice cream cake. My husband got me donuts, which are the surest way to my heart because I love donuts, and it was a really good birthday. It was really nice. So like I said, 2025 has been like a busy year for me, like especially from the months of like April and May, and kind of just carried on into like the summer times now. till now. But in April, I took a quick trip to Mexico. We went to go see 17 perform at Tecate Pal Norte in Monterrey, Mexico. And it was kind of my first time, I think, traveling out of the country for either like a festival or like a concert. We wanted to see 17 at least before they all start enlisting, but I was done so dirty because Wanu actually enlisted, I think, like the day before or the day of the music festival in Mexico, so he wasn't there. But that's fine, you know, we got to see at least the other members. June was there, and you know, we'll see like Hoshi and Woozi before they have to enlist pretty soon. But that was like a really fun like little trip I just did with my best friend from high school, and oh my god, it was actually such a struggle now that I think about it. Yeah, so there's not like a ton of flights to Monterrey, Mexico. She was flying from the Bay and her flight got canceled. Yeah, a few hours beforehand while I was basically boarding my flight on the way to Mexico. So I was basically like, I'm leaving now. And she's like, well, my flight got canceled. I was like, well, shit, I'll see you in Mexico, I guess. But then there was a whole other snafu because she had booked the hotel and the hotel wasn't letting me check in until she got there. And it was this whole issue, but basically she changed the booking, yeah, whatever, to my name, so I was able to check in. But that was like a whole ordeal. I was so tired by the end of it. It was late at night. She didn't get there until the next morning. And so she basically just went straight to Mexico and to the festival. But the festival itself was like a really good time. It was really fun to see, you know, one of my favorite groups, maybe my favorite group, you know, in a different context, in a different setting, with different, you know, fans. I had such a good time with all the like Latin American and like fans in Mexico. It was just like a really like fun, unique experience. And you know, the festival air with it just hits different. Yeah, be a little bit more like loose with it. And yeah, it was a good time. But immediately after that, I also had Coachella basically, I think a week or two after. Yeah, this is like my friend group where basically we're the ones like kind of like getting married and starting to have kids soon. So in my mind, this is like probably one of our like last Coachellas that we would be able to do together. So yeah, it was really fun this year. Also for 2025, at this point I had been doing a dry year, kind of just like as a personal like goal for myself to try to see if I can just go out and about, go to concerts, go to events without like feeling the need to have a drink. And like I said, it was kind of just like a more of a personal goal with myself to see if I could do it. And honestly, it was like a really good experience. I was totally fine. I had so much energy. I was able to fall asleep and wake up without feeling like shit. So that was like great. And honestly, it didn't take away from, you know, the experience at all. Yeah, I wasn't crazy about any of the headliners. Honestly, Charlie XCX was my headliner that weekend. Yeah, you know, able to see like Lisa, Jenny, and Hypen, XG. Coachella is like a second home to me. It's like, even if I don't have like a crazy schedule of people I need to see, it's just fun to just walk around. You'll always catch like a good music act. But then also immediately after Coachella that same week, we also flew off to Europe. We had a friend's wedding in Spain, and this was actually our first international trip that Brandon and I have taken in 2 years because we were saving money for the house and stuff like that, moving into the house, buying new furniture. So last year we said no international trips, let's save some money. And it was our first time in the continent of Europe together. Because I haven't gone back to Europe since 2013 or 2014. I don't know, I just haven't made it back. And Brandon's gone without me before, but since we've been together for like 10, 11 years now, this was our first time traveling throughout anywhere in Europe together. But it was such a good trip. The wedding was great, it was beautiful in Spain. We were also there during the one random like blackout that they had, the rolling blackouts, like nationwide blackouts in Spain, Portugal. We just happened to be there during the time of the national blackouts. But honestly, we were so lucky that we lucked out. We were checking into our hotel. Basically the lights flickered off, then back on. And we were like, what was that? And we're like, oh, that's probably like a weird, you know, fluke. And then we turn on the TV and we're like, oh, nationwide power outage. So luckily we had just checked into our hotel. And you know, our flight or travel wasn't super delayed, but there was a lot of other people that were stuck on trains, stuck, you know, trying to get cash. It was kind of a mess. But and then after Spain, we went to Italy for a little bit, to Florence and Milan, and then we took a train from Milan through Switzerland, and we took probably like 5 trains that first day. It's a long story. We had to make a lot of stops. Honestly, I'll probably do a separate video about like all my Europe stuff. But yeah, we took a train from Italy through Switzerland, and it was so gorgeous, so beautiful. We were able to do some of the panoramic trains and, you know, kind of just like go through the mountains, goes through parts of the Alps, but it was absolutely gorgeous, stunning. Yeah, we took the train basically through Lugano and Lucerne to Interlaken, which is where we were staying. And Interlaken was so gorgeous, guys. It was so beautiful. It literally felt like a little fairy tale town. We joked that half the reason we went there was because of Crash Landing on You, but it was also just like super gorgeous and super nice. But honestly, while we were there, I have never seen more Asian tourists in all of Europe in my life. More Asian tourists there than there were European tourists or locals. But Interlaken, the actual like village area itself, is so clean, so gorgeous, so nice. It's like sandwiched in with the freaking like crystal blue rivers and like the mountains with the waterfalls. It was insanely gorgeous. I've never seen anywhere like that in my life before. Kind of stayed in like an Airbnb or like kind of more of like a small apartment situation, and you know, we would just go to the grocery store every day. It really felt like we were living there, like cosplaying living in Switzerland. But yeah, that was like such a nice experience. And then we kind of flew in and out of London, so we were able to just shop around and like walk around London to kind of end our trip. And the one thing I wanted to eat was like really good Indian food in London, so we went to Dishoom. We ordered way too much for 2 people, honestly. But then we went to Selfridges, freaking feeding my jelly cat obsession when I was in London. This is my little croissant jelly cat. I have the little capybara one on my bag too. And then also like the exclusive from London, like little fish and chip guys. So this is actually like the little like bunches of chips here. And there's actually this really cute singular Chippy. I don't remember his name is. He's wearing like a little like newspaper boy hat, but my sister has that one, so at least it's still in the family. This half of my suitcase is quite literally just chocolate, some lit chocolate, Cadbury, and then just plushies, squishies, stickers, Bottega bag. Yep, all the essentials are here. Anyways, yeah, that was my Europe trip. I feel like I've been so blessed to be so busy with concerts as well throughout this year. To Head in the Clouds, and we saw like 21 and G-Dragon. We saw Kendrick and SZA for the GNX tour. That was really cool. Also very last minute. We bought tickets the day of. Speaking of tickets the day of, when we got back from Europe, it was actually SM Town in LA. Probably the day after we landed, or 2 days after? No, it was the day after. So I had wanted to go when they first announced it, but I was kind of scared I would be too jet lagged from coming back from Europe, so I had kind of put off on buying tickets. So literally that whole day, the day of SM Town, I was just like watching ticket prices on StubHub and saying like, oh, should I go to SM Town? Should I go? Should I not go? And then I found floor seats for $67. So I was just like, you know what? Let's just go. And so I kind of bought tickets like an hour before SM Town, and it was such a good experience. Watch me while I work it out. Watch me while I make it out. Watch me while I work it out. Work it, work it, work it out. There was literally no Girls' Generation Samyesh Day at all. But yeah, Super Junior, when else was I gonna be able to see them? There was a lot of good reasons to go, and it was a really fun experience. And this past month we've had Blackpink, and then Jin was doing his solo tour. Coming up, you know, we did end up getting Le Sserafim tickets in September, so we have Le Sserafim coming up. And we have P1 Harmony. Yeah, so if anyone's, you know, going to Le Sserafim or P1 Harmony, I'd love to say hi. It's a blessing and a curse living in LA, because, you know, the groups do stop here and you always like kind of have like a scarcity mindset, like when are they coming back? I have to go see them, I have to go support. And then it gets too expensive and then you're just like on this hamster wheel, and I'm just like, I know, this is very first world problems. I know, it's just, I just get tired. I'm so tired. So yeah, so we have those two, and then honestly ticketing for 17 is coming up as well, which, you know, I can't not go see 17, but I'm just so burnt out right now. I'm so burnt out, I'm so tired. It's like, you know, pretty big commitment. So we'll see. I was pretty committed to, you know, being out and about this year. I feel like I've accomplished that. And, you know, speaking of like other things I wanted to accomplish in 2025, like I said, I've been very like committed to the content. Not sure if anyone who saw it, called like Army Academy. I was actually really proud of that, just because going into June, you know, there was like a lot of stuff with, you know, BTS reuniting after finishing their military enlistment. It's the 10-year anniversary of like the HYYH albums. So I really kind of dove deep, and, you know, I was feeling some type of way about it, so I kind of put out this little like mini short series. And yeah, I actually really enjoyed doing that. I probably plan to do more of that in the future, but I don't really know what kind of topics to talk about, whether or not to stay with like BTS and Army Academy. And, you know, I kind of like doing more of like a deeper dive, or kind of talking about like contextualizing like a lot of the stuff that's been happening. That's the part of, you know, music and pop culture I love, is the history, you know, and the cultural significance, and like the music and the art, but there's also just like, I guess, the bigger conversations surrounding it. Actually, I've done like a little bit of a deep dive into it, but obviously one of our favorite things right now is K-pop Demon Hunters on Netflix. I literally probably can't go you know, a week, few days since it's been out without talking about it to someone, but it's been really just like a big cultural phenomenon. And yeah, the songs are so good. I could talk about K-pop Demon Hunters for like a while, guys, a while. But yeah, if you haven't checked those out, I also have a couple shorts here kind of breaking down, you know, why the character designs are so good, why the songs sound so like rooted in like real K-pop songs, which is kind of what makes the movie so effective. But yeah, so there's that. I don't know, maybe I'll do more deep dives like that. I think that's what I'm personally finding enjoyment in doing right now. And, you know, just general goals of 2025. One of them was to probably commit to something more active. So basically, you know, every year I always have like kind of like a, you know, physical idea, like, oh, exercise more, work out more, get back into lifting. But this year specifically, I was like, let's like pick up like a athletic kind of hobby again. Like, it doesn't have to be super regular, but I wanted to take at least like golf lessons or tennis lessons again. And so yeah, about a month ago also we started taking golf lessons, you know, and that has been, well, one, humbling, but two, like a pretty like healing experience, I will say. I have unresolved golf trauma from when I was 12 years old, and my mom made me take a few golf lessons, but then I hated it and I was like, please let me quit, and she let me quit. And looking back, I kind of wish I stuck through it, but here I am at 33 trying to learn how to golf again, and it's quite difficult, but it's been really fun. And, you know, surprisingly, I've been enjoying it a lot more and have been sticking to it to at least this past month or so. So at least I can check that like at least off my 2025 like list of stuff to do. And yeah, I'll keep you updated on how my golf journey is going so far. I don't see myself on a course anytime soon, but as long as I can hit the ball semi-consistently or just straight, that's, you know, that's the goal as of right now. My other goal this year was to, in terms of like a content goal, was to go like live, some sort of platform, whether it be Twitch or YouTube, even TikTok. I don't know, I'm scared. I don't know what to do. I don't know if I'm able to, honestly, I could probably talk YAP for like an hour about something. Honestly, I'm just gonna do it one of these days. And just don't be surprised if I'm just like live on something. It was just like one of my 2025 like content goals this year was to just try it out. Just because I haven't done it before. But yeah, I don't even know what I would do. I was like, oh, maybe just like, not like a mukbang channel, but maybe just like even just chit-chatting and eating snacks. But yeah, the only problem is I can't game. I also can't game and talk at the same time unless it's Animal Crossing. Animal Crossing or Mario Kart, which, you know, we did get the Nintendo Switch too, Mario Kart Worlds. We could play Mario Kart. I'm not bad at Mario Kart. I'm not great, but I'm not bad. I don't know. So yeah, don't be surprised if I'm doing that in the future, but it's one of my other 2025 goals. It's kind of the only one I haven't really gotten anywhere close to starting, but I will. You know, enough about me yapping, and we're in August now. We're in the second half of this year. Like, how are your goals going? How are your, you know, 2025 intentions going? And you know, if they're not exactly on track, we still have, you know, almost half a year left to kind of get back on the track, even if it's tiny, you know, steps. I have so many like little moments and little experiences that we've had so far this year. I'll probably just update, you know, little vlogs here and there. Yeah, I'll do like a full like European trip recap, and maybe like concert recap of my year. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.